Well, welcome back to another Guns Contractors video. After the success of yesterday's little job, thought I'd do another one, just showing the variety of work that I get up to. Again, in my new 4CX, but not always. The next couple of weeks is back out with the 3-tonners. So a variety is the spice of life. One thing I'll say for those of you who are new viewers, welcome. I kind of do a mixture of kind of working videos like this and also some reviews, because I'm a bit of a digger nerd, I guess, always has been. But I have noticed in the analytics, it's quite interesting on YouTube actually, I should do a video one day on just how all that works, that about 60% of you who are watching my videos aren't subscribed. So just be aware that YouTube will recommend me if you've watched something of mine before, and that's great. But if you want to stay updated, or suddenly you get really into, I don't know, been watching a guy restore tanks recently. Actually, that's a really interesting channel, Mr. Hughes, if you're ever interested in that. If you get excited about someone else and you forget about me, always good to be subscribed, because then at least you'll get notified whenever I put another video up. So because they're not always this frequent, this is just depends what I'm up to and where I can film and all these things. Anyway, today's job is a random one. It's going to put the backhoe's reach to the test, but not necessarily its strength. It's a little job for my parish council. I do quite a bit of work for my local parish, and I do like a local job. It's always good to be working within sort of 5 minutes of home as such. That's never a bad thing. Difficult to charge transport mileage there, isn't it? But I've got several little play parks. You've just seen I've come up to a new build housing estate here that they put in. This used to be a Gurkha camp when I was a kid. This was like the home of the Gurkhas. A lot of military stuff around where I live, and yeah, this was all a Gurkha camp. We used to play around here as kids and things. So, but now it's a big housing estate. But there's lots of little parks all dotted around, some of which have got like play equipment in, and others have just kind of got like just random things like a log or a boulder or various sort of bits. And the parish have decided that the boulders are actually a bit of a hazard, and they want to get rid of them. Well, they don't want to get rid of them, we don't want to move them. We're going to use them instead as sort of an anti sort of traffic or driving on a bit of grass basically area. So I've got a place to put them, which is actually down by the allotments on this site, and I've got 18 boulders to move from several parks around this area. So I don't really know which ones to do first, to be honest, because there's quite a few, and I often get lost around here because it's become a bit of a rat warren of places. But each of the parks are called something different. There's hedgehog, there's ladybird, there's snail, I can't remember any of them are, so I'll have to use a bit of Google Maps, remind myself what I allowed. And my hope is, I mean, this would be a perfect job if I had a grab or something, because you could literally reach over the fence and grab the rocks, pull them out, and put them in the front bucket and transport them up to the allotments, which is not sort of just far where we've come past. But I don't have a grab yet, and I haven't got enough work for one. There's some of them are down there. One of them's definitely on this road round here, so maybe we'll start with that one. Yeah, so that's the plan. Go and hunt some rocks down, get them with the bucket. I've also got a strap and something in case I can't quite reach them, because a couple of them I might not quite be able to get at. It's just where you can feasibly get the machine to, and all of these things. But that's going to be the idea today. So we've got to pull these rocks out, move them down to the allotments, and that's a job. That will pay a day's money quite nicely. So it's not always about the actual time you spend in a machine. Sometimes it's about what you're doing with it. Right, one of these parks is on my right, so that's not got any rocks in it. One of them's here, we're not doing any of those. I think I need to go this way. Right, I'll find where I'm going, and when I find a park and we start getting into it, I'll do some recording. Okay, so welcome to Snail. There's a little snail off to the left-hand side of the boom here. I'm going to be a little bit clever and back myself in so that I can open this gate and that hopefully will give me more reach with the boom, because the other thing with the backhoe that's different to an excavator is that you end up your boom is a lot closer to the ground, so you kind of have to be a little bit smart about that. And if you want maximum reach, you can't be reaching over a fence or something, because it doesn't have that kind of curved end that you get obviously with a normal excavator. Right, my idea here is to utilise the backhoe's maximum reach to pull these rocks out. Now this one obviously is well within reach at the moment. Now I'm hoping, without taking too much soil, I can just piece these in. Now it would be a great job this for one of those lovely buckets, grab buckets, because you can just grab them literally, or as I said, really a selector grab would be absolutely ideal. But we don't have that. We do have a new 900 bucket, which is one of which I'm going to create probably my old one into a bladed bucket, which would actually then probably be the next best thing for this. But basically I've got to try and roll these things into the bucket, which is probably going to be the hardest part of this whole job, without making an entire mess of the park. Oh, I nearly had that. So that's going to be the job anyway. I won't bore you with real time of me struggling here. There's one. You know, by the 18th we might actually get better at this, and then my plan is to put them outside the park, somewhere that I can then grab them with the front bucket and transport them down to where they got to go. Well, that went slightly wrong because I completely thought I'd put you into time-lapse mode, but I hadn't, so there you go. Luckily I'm better at machine operating than I am at GoProing, because it's very easy to miss bits. So I got 3 rocks out, didn't take too long, just repaired the scar as well. Just don't want to do too much digging on any of the grass here if I can help it. Hopefully clamp all 3 rocks. Nice. Successfully. Beautiful. Well, they'll stay in the bucket. And now we can go and take them, take the first 3 to their destination. I think it's easier to do that because some have got more than others, and I don't want to overload my bucket and have rocks falling out down the roads everywhere. So yeah, that's the next thing. Let's go and put them in place. And yeah, my next play park actually is down over here, so it's not very far, but I can come back to it. So this is the allotments. I've done quite a bit of work here over the years, put water into all of these and fed CCTV, and I actually built, we've got a great facility called the Church Cookham and Fleet Men's Shed. I better get out of this bloke's way. Who wants to go? Of course, as soon as you drive somewhere, somebody wants to be there, don't they? That is just how it works. So I actually built this shed over to the left, did a concrete base there, and various things. We put in some toilets for the area and things. So it's quite a successful job. Yeah, this shed over here, it was a big concrete pour, that actually, probably one of the biggest that I'd done at the time. Yeah, decent job that was. But the idea basically is to replace these bollards. They've only been in 10 years, 9-inch timber, softwood, just rotting out. You can see they're all falling over. The idea is to kind of shore them up, and I think these are going to come out long term, well, probably in the shorter term really, and then we're going to plant trees interspersed with the boulders. So we're going to have fruit trees, which of course goes with the kind of allotment theme, and there is some serious veg grown here actually. Fair play to the growers that that put their hard work in down these allotments. Because I've had some big courgettes. There's a Gurkha family who have got one of the plots over in the corner over to our right. God, they grow some monster veg, so fair play to them. But yeah, that's the idea. So we're going to have some fruit trees interspersed with these boulders that have come out of the play park, so it sort of reuses them. I don't know why some of these parks had these boulders in the first place. I guess it's a bit of I don't know, an interaction, a sort of thing, and they had some logs in as well. This guy in this van is now parked in the way again. So yeah, it's just sort of an idea, I guess, these developers have for a park. It's cheaper than play equipment, isn't it? But ultimately, they just become slippery and dangerous, and yeah, it doesn't really kind of work. So that's why we're pulling them out. There is actually one log that I've got to remove that could be a bit trickier. Might have to lift that out with some straps and then grab it with a bucket or something. Anyway, we'll see. That's a job for a minute. I think next we'll go to, Hedgehog next. That's got another 3 rocks. I have seen that there's a car parked relatively close to the access that I'll need to get in. So let's hope. The idea is to do it on a day like today is that there wouldn't be too many cars parked about. But as you know, a lot of people work from home, and that's the hardest thing I find about this kind of work, actually, is when you're working into public areas, is access, because it's great to see, all these facilities get used, but there is always somebody in the way, or who wants to use that facility, which is good ultimately, isn't it? But yeah. So anyway, next park. I'll try and remember to do a time lapse this time. Right, I'm back in the park with these next 3, and I've just decided actually that I might as well spread them out since they're in the back bucket anyway. Of course, it's a perfect job for dual drive. So I've got my first 3 rocks there. I just need to count, because I've set this out already, so there's little blue marks on the floor as to where we're going to put trees and where we're going to put rocks. So I've got 3 rocks already, so I'm pretty sure my next rock needs to be behind here, so I should be able to, and this is the whole point of the 4CX, free on wheels, do a little bit of work, be able to just drop one roughly in the right sort of place. Well, that one took another post out, but they're coming out anyway, to be honest. So there's a rock. Probably wants to be the other way up if I'm really being really picky. That's fine. Right, now we can roll back. I should be able to. My next blue spot is on the floor there. Now, am I going to be able to get one of these 2 out? Which one's going to come out first, or are they both going to want to play? It's going to be trickier than it looks. Oh, we got one. It's only a small one, but they all count. I just get them in the right place for now. It's a lovely thing with dual drive, which you might not know if you haven't used it before, is that as you flick it into sort of drive, it drops the revs back down, but as soon as you put it into neutral, the revs pick up again and allow you to work with the arm at full speed, which is a really nice touch, because obviously it's not particularly hard to knock it into into neutral to do your little bit of work, especially if you were ditching or something. It would be absolutely ideal. The only thing with it is, and I've used it quite a bit already on hard surfaces, is it locks itself into two things. One is second gear, and the other one is four-wheel drive. And particularly four-wheel drive, I've been a bit frustrated with when you're operating on hard ground, and you think to yourself, well, you know, didn't really want four-wheel drive, to be honest. That's the sort of the frustrating thing. If I can even pick this rock up. Come on, I got you before. I've already picked them up once. Don't want too much of the mulch with it. There we go. Lovely. So yeah, that's the only frustrating thing with it really, is you don't really want it in four-wheel drive when you're working on hard surfaces, because it's just going to wear your tyres out, wind your transmission up, which is no good, is it? So yeah, that's one thing. The other thing is second gear. I'd love to be able to do some potential moving and working jobs, possible flailing, for example. And this machine's got more than adequate flow, even at tick over, to run a half decent sized flail. You know, JCB have told me in eco mode, on tick over, it'll do 80 litres a minute, which will run you a nice sort of 1.2 metre size sort of flail. So, you know, that's not bad at all, is it? The problem is, you really need a creep gearbox. I mean, what would be really nice to see would be the VTT gearbox out of, I think they call it VTT, out of the agricultural telehandlers, where you have the ability to run it hydrostatically at low speed, and then it steps up to the power shift for the roading mode. I mean, that would be a fantastic gearbox to have in a machine like this. Come on, that nearly went in there. Have we got it? We have. Look at that. It almost makes me look pro. It's a little bit trickier when you're free on wheels, because obviously you do get a little bit of bounce, but she's such a much more stable machine than my 3CX was. So I certainly can't argue. I'll just do a bit of turning. I wouldn't have to do this, but I'm trying to keep it in shot for you so you can kind of see what I'm up to. Because yeah, I could work over the side, lovely, but of course it doesn't really work for the camera angle. Anyway, that's these rocks dropped in their respective places. Not bad. Right, let's go and get some more, because that's 2 of the 5 parks done. And yeah, we're doing all right. As soon as you spin around, it comes out of dual drive, and off you go again. So yeah, nice and easy really. Once you've got it set up, it's dead easy to operate. You can literally just flick between dual drive and not. Yeah, good. Right, let's go and get some more rocks. Well, that's that job done. Rocks planted all along here. Next thing we'll do is some tree pits and some trees in a, I don't know, month, 6 weeks time. Sort of root ball season now, so we can start planting them. But initially, that was the job. Clear them out of the parks, get them into here. Job done. That barrier closed. Time to go home. Not bad. Has it been 4 hours work? Not too bad. Good day's work that.